You've probably heard the term trust fund, baby. Silver spoon in mouth, future already taken care of. But here's the twist. The real magic isn't in the money. It's in the system that protects it. Let's talk about trust funds, the most misunderstood financial tool in the world, and why the ultra-rich swear by them. When most people hear trust fund, they picture a spoiled kid, flashy car, Instagram clout, and zero self-awareness. But in reality, trust funds weren't created to spoil kids. They were built to preserve wealth over time. That's the core purpose. Not to make someone instantly rich, but to control how wealth is passed down, often long after the original owner is gone. It's how the rich ensure that what they've earned and invested doesn't disappear in a single generation. Because the truth is, making millions is the easy part. Holding on to it for decades? That's the real challenge. Before we get too deep, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. You're about to learn what most people never do. A trust fund is basically a legal instruction manual. It says, this money only moves under specific conditions, even if I'm no longer here. Trusts let the wealthy delay access to funds until a set age, decide exactly how money can be spent, like on education, housing, or starting a business, and have a neutral third party enforce those rules. And there's an even bigger reason they use them. We'll get to that in a second. But first, let's be honest. The rich don't always trust their kids. A trust fund is a discipline system at scale. It's saying, I built something great. I'm not letting it fall apart just because one heir doesn't get it. That's why over 90% of people worth more than $30 million have at least one trust in place. It's often the first thing they set up once real wealth enters the picture. There's a reason for that. A pattern, a curse almost, exists across wealthy families. It's called the shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations cycle. Here's how it works. First generation works hard and builds wealth. Second generation enjoys the benefits but doesn't fully understand the struggle behind it. Third generation, they often lose it all. This idea exists in multiple cultures. The Scots say, the father buys, the son builds, the grandson sells, and his son begs. Data backs it up. 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation. By the third, 90% is gone. So it makes sense that the rich have learned to protect what they've built. Even celebrities and athletes are using trust funds now, storing earnings from endorsements, royalties, and real estate in secure legal structures. Remember when Shaquille O'Neal told his son, I'm rich, we are not? That's the mindset. If you're still watching, this is where it gets real. Give this video a like, because what you're learning now could be the difference between building a legacy or watching it vanish. So how does it all actually work? Step 1. You write the rule book, the trust document. This outlines who gets what, when, and how. It defines the assets, the beneficiaries, the conditions, and appoints the person in charge, the trustee. Step 2. Appoint the trustee. This is your human firewall. It could be a relative, a lawyer, or even a bank. Their job, enforce the rules. No emotions, just execution. Step 3. Fund the trust. That's when you move your assets in. Property, cash, shares, businesses, even intellectual property. Today, celebrities even add their likeness, voice, and image rights to trusts. There are several types of trust funds, each with its own benefits. Revocable trust. You can change or cancel it anytime. Great for privacy and avoiding probate. Irrevocable trust. Once it's set, it's locked. But you remove those assets from your taxable estate. GRAT. Grantor Retained Annuity Trust. Perfect for assets expected to grow. You get income now, your heirs get tax-free growth later. Spendthrift Trust. For heirs with questionable judgment, they get limited payouts over time. Charitable Remainder Trust. You get income, the remainder goes to charity. Major Tax Perks. Generation Skipping Trust. Bypasses your kids and sends wealth directly to grandkids. And the real magic? The conditions you attach. You can say $50,000 per year, but only after they turn 30. Only if they graduate college. Cut off payments if they marry without a prenup. Match their earned income dollar for dollar. Once your wealth is inside the trust, you no longer legally own it, which means it's protected from taxes, lawsuits, and even poor decisions. And that's why the wealthy use them. Not to flex, but to build a shield around everything they've worked for. Ever heard of the Walton family, the owners of Walmart? They're one of the richest families on earth with more than $600 billion spread across 3 generations. How? Trusts and private holding companies. Let's break that down. When someone dies, the government takes a cut, called estate tax. In the US, it's 40% on anything over $13.6 million. So if you're worth $50 million, the The IRS could claim $14 million just like that. Trusts help reduce that. For example, you own a company worth $1 million now. You think it'll grow to $10 million. Put it into a trust today, and your estate is taxed at $1 million, not the $10 million. Your heirs get the upside tax-free. That's called freezing asset values. And remember the GRET? If your $10 million grows, the gains over a baseline interest rate go to your heirs. The IRS gets nothing. Ever wonder why billionaires all seem to have charitable foundations? Here's the play. Move assets into a charitable trust. The trust pays you income from investments. When you die, the rest goes to charity. You get a tax break now and income for years. That's how legacy is built. The smart way. If you do nothing, you end up like Prince. No will, no trust. His death sparked years of lawsuits, probate fights, and chaos. Trusts are infrastructure, a blueprint to protect wealth for generations. So ask yourself, what are you building that's worth protecting? Because that's what a trust really is. Not a loophole, a structure, a system that ensures what you build lasts. It might take 7 to 10 years to create something truly valuable, but once you do, make sure it doesn't disappear the moment you're gone. Even if you don't need a trust today, just knowing how they work puts you a step ahead, because the game is deeper than most people realize. And now, you see the board more clearly. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads.